Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the Happy Dango. I think they're super adorable. I actually love how the eyes look with the slits. That's how I normally see them. It's still super cute with the face too, but I think I'm just used to seeing them this way, so this is actually how I'm going to show you how to do it in the tutorial. I will mention where to start with the eyes and the cheeks and the mouth if you want to put those on. I'm not going to go into too much detail with that because hopefully you've probably seen most of my other tutorials with the face and kind of have an idea how to do that. Band wise, each ball is 180 bands. So, it does add up when you do all three of them, but you could just do two or less. It really, well, two or less would be one. So just kind of make up to you. I do have a skewer put through the center of this. It's just a barbecue or shish kebab skewer from the grocery store, but places like Walmart and Target have those as well. You could probably use a pencil too. You just have to be careful that when you tied up the bottom, because the top would stretch, but the bottom, when you tie it up, you might get it too tight, so you can't actually get a pencil through there. So you have to kind of make it a little bit loose, but tight enough that it doesn't fall apart. So you could also just tie them together, but then it would be floppy. But I think it looks cute this way. I know that when I'd been asked to make this a long time ago, and then I made the marshmallows, and I saw a person had stacked the marshmallows up like this, and I was like, oh no, that's so close, but still I think these are cute, so I wanted to share them as well. So, and these are round and they're not the other shapes, so hopefully it'll still be good for you. But I think they're adorable, and they're one of my favorite ones to for kawaii things. They're cute. I just like them when they stack up. So, but I'm going to show you how to make this. There is no prep work because we're just going to have the two black bands. And like I said, if you want to use the face, you have to kind of reference some of my other tutorials, or I'll give you an idea of where to start when we're going down as we loom, but I'm not actually going to do this face on it because I think this one is the one that fits in better with it. It's still going to be called Happy Food because I think it makes me happy. I think it does. So, one loom, wrong end towards me. I'm going to kind of start up in the middle because we do expand. So you want whatever color you're going to use. I do already have the other ones made for my next one. I just need to make one more. So, color wise, this is just opaque pink, and then glow in the dark white, and this is teal. And these three are from the pastel pack of bands, the yellow, kind of darker green, and the pink. So, but I think that I still have yet to try it in jelly, but I think those would look cute too. So, alright, we'll get started. So we're going to start out with the starburst. So from the center pin, we're going to go out to the 6 pins around it. Everything will be double banded unless I say differently. So 2 bands, and we'll go out from center pin to the 6 pins around, kind of in the middle of the loom. Like that. Then we're going to put a cap band in the center. So 2 bands, I'm going to wrap them around a total of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Then you'll take your hook, go in through that center cap band, grab the top 2 bands, pull them up through and back towards themselves. And you'll do that all the way around your starburst here. That, and push your bands down, then 2 bands all the way around. And if you start where I started, it'll probably be easier when we do the expanding, so that everything will definitely be the same. So I'm going to start right here and go around counterclockwise. like that. So then you want to flip the bottom 4 all the way around. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to do some expanding. So up here on the top middle, I'm just going to grab all 4 bands and pull them up a pin. And then kind of move these over so it kind of helps hold it out. Then on the right here, I'm going to pick up the top 2 bands and bring them up a pin. On the left, I'm going to grab all 4 bands, bring them up a pin, and grab the top 2 bands and bring them back to where they were. And down here on the other end, same thing, middle is going to come down. And kind of spread this around the pin. This time we're going to pick up all 4 bands on the right, bring them down, grab the top 2 and bring them back. Then on the left pin, the top 2 bands, bring them down. And then lastly, we just brought these, kind of carried these middle ones down. Now we're just going to go and kind of spread them out. So I'm going to pick up the top 2 and bring them over to the left. And then the right, I'm going to bring, or the bottom ones, I'm going to bring over to the right. Tongue-tied. And down here I'm going to do the same thing. Top bands to the left, bottom bands to the right. So now we're spread out over 6 pins. So now, 2 bands, I'm going to go all the way around. So I found a kitty cat in my garage earlier. She was, or he, I'll call her she, but he or she, must have been hungry because last week, when we took our garbage out after Thanksgiving, my son, as he was going out, he snagged something in the garage and he managed to spill our Thanksgiving garbage on the floor of the garage. And so I went out there and helped him with most of it getting cleaned up, but I left him to kind of wash off the bottom, or the juices, I guess. So like that. So now you flip the bottom 2 bands all the way around. But I guess I should have checked, because I didn't. And that cat, I'm assuming, was out there licking the floor where the juices were. It was in a spot where we normally park our car, so I didn't really see it or think about it. So I felt kind of bad, because obviously the little kitty cat must be pretty hungry if they're licking the floor of our garage. So push those bands down. I'm going to do another row all the way around, 2 bands. So I gave her a small dish of food. So I don't want to give her too much to make her sick, especially if she doesn't eat very often. And some water. We'll see later if she's eaten any of it. Normally they just run off, or kind of the wild feral cats just run off if they get startled. You know, won't see them again. But this one, like after it ran out of the garage, it just kind of hung around out there and meowed at me. So felt kind of bad. We'll see. I definitely don't need another cat because we have 2. Like that. Flip the bottom 4 all the way around. So if she starts hanging around too much, then if I can get a hold of her, we have a no-kill shelter in town, which I'm sure that she would be much happier at, because we get some very cold winters, and most of the cats that get stuck outside in the winter end up without tails or ears by the springtime, so hopefully I can snag her. Get her where it's warm. So like that. So now is where we're going to start putting on our eyes. So it's just going to be 2 bands, whatever color you'd like them to be. Mine will be black. So where we start putting on the bands will be on these pins right here. This is where you would start with your happy face with the eyes if you're going to do those instead. So I'll start with 2 bands and then 2 more bands right here. And I'll take one of my bands, wrap it one time around the next pin up, then 2 bands right on top. Then I'll take my cat band and just pull it over into the center. Then we'll do the same thing in the next spot. Cat band one time around the next pin, 2 bands. Then I'll grab those and pull them up over to the center. So this is where your eyes would be, either wrapped bands or your beads. And the rest of the way around, it will be 2 bands. So we already have 2 kitty cats, 2 sisters. You wouldn't know they're sisters because one's super long haired and the other one's kind of medium, but they definitely have the same look to them. So like that. So then you flip the bottom 4 all the way around. I guess they have the same coloring, it's just that one looks really angry and the other one looks kind of silly, I guess. So they both definitely have their quirks. The angry one, of course, is kind of everything on her own time whenever. She'll usually cuddle with me. I cuddle at my feet, like I think she's there right now. So like that. So I'm going to do another row around, but when we get to the bands we dropped or attached last row, we'll do something a little different. So this is also where your cheeks would go if you're going to be doing the other face. So 2 bands. There and here, and then I'm going to turn my loom so that the black bands are facing me. Take my hook, stick it in through there, grab 2 bands, pull them through and put them on the pin, and then you can see how they have a nice straight spot, and you want to make sure that your bands have that as well, that they aren't too twisted. So kind of look for that. We're going to do the same thing in the next spot. Pull through 2 bands and put them on the pins. And again, check to have a nice straight spot. Turn it back, and there'll be 2 bands the rest of the way around. Our long-haired cat, it's called Hazel, and if she gets stuck in a room, she'll paw at the door, kind of like a dog would do, and she just kind of does that over and over and over again. Or if she's trying to get into some place she's too big to, she'll do that, which is kind of weird. So like that, flip the bottom 4 all the way around. Need to shave her again though. She gets so much hair she can't control it all. So you usually give her the lion haircut. Although in winter I might leave a little bit more on her. But she's an inside cat, so it's not like she gets super cold. Like so. So now if you're going to do the other face, don't forget to put your mouth on the pin right here. So we're going to do another row around, 2 bands, The other cat's name is Apricot. I did not pick these names, my kids did, so she's kind of, she'll hang around me, and she'll occasionally kind of grace our presence with the other children, but she definitely prefers not to be manhandled by the children. Like that. Then all the way around you flip the bottom 4. She's a pretty good cat though. They're both declawed. Yes, I know that's, some people think that's horrible, but my sanity needs them to be declawed. Like that. So now we're going to reduce down, and so just kind of work with me here. We're going to start up in this upper corner. I'm going to grab the top 2 bands, lift them up, and they should come over to the top right. The bottom bands will come down to the top left. I'll kind of unstick this too, so it's in the center. So this is where we put our last band. Come down a pin, grab the top 2 bands, mine are coming from the bottom, so they're going to come up to the top, and the other ones will come down. So here's where our last one was, so come down to the next one. We're basically alternating all the way around. I'll grab the top ones, they're coming from the bottom, so they're going to go up to the top. And I'll grab the other ones and bring them down. In this corner, top bands over, bottom bands to the right, and right here in front, these bands are coming from the top, so they're going to come down, and the other ones will go up. And our last one here, top 2, they're coming from the top, so they're going to come down, and the bottom ones will go up. So that's what it should look like now. Push those down. You may want to unstick this a little bit, so kind of grab your center, pull that up. Get it unstuck a little bit. Now we're going to do another row around, 2 bands, and these are long stretches, so all the way across the bottom and up. So like that. So now you'll flip over 6, top 4 will be your reducing bands from the last rows, and then the bottom 4. So your reducing bands, and then the bottom bands. And when we picked our cats' names, we all picked our choices and put them into a hat, and then we drew from the hat. And I must say I'm glad we didn't end up with my husband's choices, because one of them I remember was Pizza Face. He always had some weird choices. So like that. So now we are ready to close, And to make it a little easier, you can bring these in if you want to. You don't have to. But just kind of bring in a few of the ones that are stretched out there. Like that. So it's kind of on some closer pins. Then I'm going to use my latch hook to close because it's easier for me. So I'll just start kind of in the back here and pick up all of the bands that are on the pins. I'm going to squish it. So you see I had this side out. Technically this would work as well on the other side too because it is kind of even, but I just prefer this side. So once you have it all on your hook, 2 bands, pull it through, and make your slip knot. Before you pull too tight, remember to make sure whatever you're planning to use to close it, or to if you're going to use a pencil or something to poke in through there, you might want to kind of have that ready for an example. But we did some big stretching at the end with the bands, and plus just how I put it all on the hook like that to close it, it kind of distorts the bottom. So I'm just going to squeeze it and kind of pull out some of the ones that are distorted from the squeezing and the stretching. Not the squeezing, from the stretching. But mainly I just want to make the center so that it's not so squished in any particular spot, and then I'll deal with the other ones after that. I think my center looks pretty even now. And by center I just mean this little part right here. So once I get that even, pull it tight, stick my hook up through the bottom, hide my tail. I don't know how many bands extra I grabbed there. So then what's left, this is from the long stretching. So after you go around and loosen up any of these bands that are stuck or that are kind of tight, so you go around, loosen all those up, and then you'll have to go in through the bottom. And you're basically just going to kind of grab these bands and help make them less stretched out. If only rubber bands were perfect all the time. One more and then I'll be good. So like that. Then you want to go ahead and take it and stretch it out. Stretch. It's a little harder at the end because it's kind of bulky, so I take my hook and put it through and then stretch. But now we have a Happy Dango Ball. And if the eyes are kind of spread apart like that, just take your hook, go in there, and pull them tight. So it's just that they're too loose. I always feel weird showing all the things to do to fix it, because I'm always like, oh, well, they probably just think I have to show all these little things to fix it because it's not a very good design, but at the same time it's like, I don't want to be like, oh look, there it is, it's all done. here's the perfection, and but not show that there's 20 slip knots in it or something crazy like that. So I'd like so pull that one a little tighter, but there, better. So skewer, decide on the order you want them on. It kind of varies, so start with the pink one. Through the center of the bottom, and through the top. And if you can't find skewers, even a stick that you've kind of cleaned off would work too, probably. I want to try not to stab the rubber bands so they don't get broken. So like that. I might have to change the way I have those. They remind me of stoplights. But then I think the stick is a little bit too long for what I want. So I'll just cut it down. I totally had safety glasses on there too. Totally be careful doing stuff like that. So, Happy Dango. Super cute. I love them. So, I hope that you like them too. It's kind of a simpler project. I know that some of my latest tutorials have been very long and very complicated, but I think that this one's adorable and fun to make, not too hard. But if you make some of these cuties, I definitely would like to see them. You can share them with me on my Instagram, which is at Crafting Fantastic, or on my Facebook page, which is Crafting Fantastic or feelinspiffy. They will both find me. There's a link underneath the video for that. And then, of course, it would be fabulous if you would subscribe to my channel so that you know when I come out with new stuff. I know everybody's always asking me when I have something coming out, and I'm working on things as fast as I can. Get a little behind with the holidays and just normal life, but I'm definitely enjoying it, so I will continue to put out more stuff for you guys. I hope that you are continuing to enjoy looming. I know it seems to be kind of waning in a lot of people's interests, but I think it's, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it, and you just can keep doing it. Don't listen to those naysayers. But thank you again for watching. I definitely appreciate it, and I will have more for you soon.